If you've ever wondered how to build a business that actually fits you, not someone else's formula, of course the answer is already written in your natal chart. Your natal chart is the most custom business plan you'll ever have. And today I'm going to show you how to read it like a CEO so you can align your offers, clients, and brand strategy with your cosmic design. So if you want to know more, stick around. You definitely don't want to miss this. Hello, my loves. As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If you're new around here, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Mel. I'm a professional astrologer and sound therapist, and I'm the founder of Divine Feminine Works, where I help people unlock their divinity and discover their magic. So if you're new, welcome. And as always, if you are returning, welcome back. So today's video is not only an introduction into our final stretch of this 31-day Money and Astrology series, but it's opening the gate to a big topic, which is entrepreneurship. I understand that not everyone is on the entrepreneurial path, and that's okay, right? But we do live in an economy currently where you kind of have to have more than one income stream. And so whether you're classifying it as entrepreneurship or even just getting a side hustle, the information in this video is definitely for you. Now, much like everything else, your natal chart tells you a lot. But what I love the most, or one of the things I love the most about it, is that it's like your own personal business plan, especially when you know how to read it and how to take action in accordance with it. And so hopefully this video helps you begin to do that. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right in. So to begin, I want you to think about and meditate on this core idea. Every successful business has structure, and so does your chart. The houses, planets, and aspects reveal your business model, marketing voice, and money mindset. All right. Businesses, I'll say this, right? A successful business or even a successful side hustle needs some kind of structure. And that structure can be found in your natal chart. Now, the structure is not just hand to mouth sort of transactions. That structure deals with your offers, your target clientele, your marketing. All of that is described in detail in your natal chart. All right, so let's take this step by step and see exactly how this works. All right, so step number one, your second house is your offer suite and earning style. Okay, so what you sell essentially and how you earn money. So, for example, let's say you've got Taurus on your second house, right? This has to do with quality, longevity, and tangible value. So whatever you are offering or selling is something that's tangible, like a product, something that's tried and true, something that has longevity, and most importantly, something that has value. Let's say Gemini is your second house. This could denote that maybe you provide multiple offers, that you've got multiple streams of income. Maybe you're someone who is well suited for digital products or even teaching. Now, let's take, for example, Scorpio as your second house. Whatever you are offering is likely transformational. It could be some sort of investment vehicle, or it could be a high ticket service. All right, but when it comes to this step one, I want you to ask yourself, does my offer structure reflect how I'm naturally designed to earn? Because remember, your second house represents your earning style, your earning potential. And of course, I did a video all about that during the first week, the foundational week of this particular series. But does your offer structure reflect that natural designment? That's not a word. Does your offer reflect how you're naturally designed to earn? Look at your second house, the sign of your second house, and just go through it kind of like just how I did before. And that can help you answer that question to precision because it all starts with your offer. So essentially, it all kind of starts with your second house. Now let's move on to step number two. Now we're going to talk about your sixth house, and this is the house of work and health. And your sixth house equals your systems and client workflows. It also entails your day-to-day operations, your habits, and your service delivery. So if the second house is your offer, your sixth house is likely how you deliver that offer. So let's say you've got Virgo as your sixth house, which means that you are an Aries rising, okay? Virgo energy is organized and is all about systems. So you likely structure your offer delivery very systematically and efficiently. Whereas in contrast, let's say you've got Pisces as your sixth house. Pisces energy is intuitive, it's flexible, it's very, I go where the wind takes me, right? So however you deliver your offer is likely more in tune with what's going on in the cosmos more than a rigid schedule. Next, let's say you've got Sagittarius as your sixth house. Sagittarius energy is freedom based. It's no micromanagement. It's sort of seeing the bigger picture. So that could really play into your offer delivery system or structure. Now, with this step, it's important to ask yourself, am I running my business in a way that supports my natural rhythm? That delivery system that the sixth house energy can detail to you is really your natural rhythm. And so when delivering your offer, is that delivery in alignment with that natural rhythm or not? That's an important component because I think oftentimes we overlook delivery. We're all about the offer, having the greatest offer, selling what we perceive to be the greatest service or product. But how is it delivered? And delivery is very much from the client's perspective. Is it easy to get? Is it easy to implement? You have to think from the client's perspective. And this is why it really speaks to the sixth house, because the sixth house is the house of service. And that service is typically from the vantage point of the person being serviced. So when you talk about your offers, don't forget to talk about the delivery. So we're examining our second house with our offer, and we are examining our sixth house with the delivery of that offer. Okay. Step number 3, the 10th house, which equals your public image and brand positioning. All right, so this house covers your reputation, your niche, and your long-term career trajectory. So when you're talking about your brand positioning, you're talking all about your 10th house. The 10th house can really speak to what you are known for, what you show up as, right? So let's say you've got Capricorn as your 10th house. This gives you this brand positioning of authority and credibility. Capricorn is the boss, right? Capricorn is the expert. So your brand positioning could have a lot to do with you being the authority or the expert on something. And it also lends itself to a certain amount of credibility, all right? Let's say you've got Leo as your 10th house. This gives you the position of visibility and personal branding. Now, personal branding is a phrase that I think gets thrown around so much as of late. And there are different ways to approach it, right? Because we're all different people. But I really do believe that people that have Leo as the 10th house, like personal branding, you being the face of your business and you being very visible and out there could really work the best, all right? Whereas some people, when it comes to their brand positioning, they're more in a supportive role. Leo, 10th house, like your brand positioning is, I'm the face, I'm the company, okay? Let's say you've got Aquarius as your 10th house. This gives you this position of innovation and even a community focus. Aquarius is very much the sign of the collective. It's also the sign of technology. It's the sign of being future oriented, where you innovate and you invent new things. So you could be very much the brand that positions itself as the tech brand, the uh, productivity brand even, right? Or even a brand that fosters and facilitates community, all right? But either way, when we're talking about the 10th house, you want to ask yourself, what legacy am I building through my business? So your brand positioning helps to solidify that legacy. So again, what legacy am I building through my business? And then we arrive at step 4. Okay, now we're looking at the ruling planets, and the ruling planets equal your business tone and strategy. So, the planet ruling your 2nd, 6th, and 10th houses tells you how to operate. Now, this sort of also speaks to delivery, like I was talking about before, but how you operate your business is really, it's not the planetary rulers of the 2nd, 6th, and 10th houses. They can tell you this, but it's not exclusive to them. But for the purposes of this video, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So let's say you've got Venus ruling any of those houses. And again, we're talking about the 2nd house, the 6th house, and the 10th house. You would want to prioritize aesthetics, relationship, and attraction marketing. You would want your shit to look good. You would want it to be luxurious, or it evokes a feeling, right, of luxury and of pleasure. Let's say you have Mercury ruling these houses. You would use communication, teaching, and even storytelling to get your offer across, right? Let's say Saturn rules these houses, all right? You want to build structure and authority over time. You want to establish yourself and your brand voice as the expert over whatever it is that you're offering. But either way, with this, you want to ask yourself, is my marketing and even my workflow aligned with my ruling planet's energy? Okay, that's a very, very important question to ask yourself. And now we move on to step 5, which is a little bit of a bonus. And so in this step, we're talking about Jupiter and the North Node, and these two equal expansion and purpose. Jupiter shows how you grow, North Node shows why. And when you align both of these, they bring ease and sustainability to your business evolution. Okay. Those are just sprinkling some bonus information on there. But when you align with them, they bring ease and sustainability to your business evolution. All right. And if this doesn't make sense, or you kind of get it, but you want a bit of an explanation or you want to ask questions, join us over in Cosmic Collective, where we will be doing a deep dive into all of this week, right? If you're watching this when this video first comes out, but it will be recorded and posted in our Orbit feed, so you will always have access to it. All right, so now let's get into some quick integration tips and why this all even matters. So when your business aligns with your chart, you stop chasing strategies that don't fit your energy. I don't think I have to explain that further because I feel like I've exhausted that concept over the length of this series, all right? But you want to flow, not force. You attract clients, ideas, and even income that feels natural instead of forced, okay? Astrology doesn't replace structure. I definitely don't want you to think that. It's like it complements it. It's just like with manifestation. You can manifest and, reprogram your subconscious all you want, but it takes action. And astrology is the same thing. It doesn't replace your structure. It complements your structure and it gives your structure some soul. It gives your structure life that is aligned specifically for you. And I think that's the best part because we are inundated with entrepreneurial advice and hacks and books and productivity and all the things. But when you know what works for you, things become enjoyable, better results, and more money. Like, who doesn't want that? I know I do. Inside my signature natal chart experience, the blueprint, we decode your money and career houses so you can design offers, pricing, and workflows that honor your natural flow. Okay. If you're on the entrepreneurial path or journey, this information is invaluable. Before you start binge watching videos on marketing and personal branding, understanding your natal chart is the precursor to putting together your business plan. All right. And so if you're interested in that, first of all, let me back up. If you want to know more about the blueprint, it is a personalized live natal chart reading. Plus, you get access to a private client portal where you will get a ton of resources. But more importantly, you will get a 30-day money map, which is all about the energy happening 30 days after your reading. So you know what's happening, so you know what action to take, and more importantly, when to take it. If you're interested in signing up for the blueprint, the first step is to book a free 15-minute clarity call so we can assess whether this service is even right for you, and if it is, how to get started. If you're interested in that, the link to that clarity call is in the description box below. All right. And of course, in Cosmic Collective, you'll find a bonus Notion worksheet, your charted business map, to help you connect your 2nd, 6th, and 10th houses to your business model. All right. So over in Cosmic Collective, we do weekly lives. There are tons of extra resources, exclusive content. So that is definitely the place to be. It's $11 a month. You get a 2-week free trial, and you get to commune, most importantly, with other astrology enthusiasts who are eager to learn and teach through example. All right, so the link to that is also in the description box below. All right, my love, so that's pretty much all I've got for you for this video on your natal chart as your blueprint business plan. All right, so to recap, your natal chart is your cosmic business plan. When you honor your natural design, your business becomes a channel for purpose and profits. All right, so don't forget to take the Abundance Archetype quiz. Link is in the description box below to discover your entrepreneurial money archetype. Join us over in Cosmic Collective for some resources plus this week's Q&A. All right, and also don't forget to enter the giveaway. All right, every comment, share, and quiz sign up counts as an entry. Winners will be announced live during my weekly live stream once we hit our subscriber milestone. All right, so subscribe, comment your rising sign, and share this video with a fellow creator. All right. And so join me tomorrow as we begin our final chapter of this 31-day series. I can't even believe I've been showing up this consistently. All right, but we will begin our final chapter tomorrow, which is the Astropreneur era. All right, this is the point in the series where we go deep and do a deep dive into entrepreneurship the astrological way. All right, and we will begin with how your chart reveals the business blueprint you were born to build. All right, so you definitely don't want to miss that. All right, my loves, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.